You thought it was finally over. You truly believed you were done with them. But the universe is looking down and saying, don't you even think about it. Tomorrow, September 16th, a powerful energy is peaking that will draw a line in the sand you simply can't ignore. This isn't just another small change in the stars. This is the moment where destiny itself is grabbing hold of the very connection you're about to let go of. You might feel like this chapter has already closed, but the timing of this cosmic event is no mistake. Right now, a fiery, passionate energy is forcing the honest truth out into the open. And if you decide to walk away at this exact moment, you're walking away from something that was specifically written into your story. This energy doesn't want you to give up. It wants you to hold on, to fight the urge to let your pride make the decision for you. This connection's story isn't finished yet, and tomorrow, when this planetary force shines its brightest, you'll be at a crossroads that demands a choice. Will you surrender to the difficulty, or will you step up to protect what you were always meant to? But here's the twist. This isn't really about whether you stay or go. The true conflict isn't between you and them. It's between two much more powerful forces inside of you, your pride and your purpose. This fiery cosmic energy brings passion to a boiling point, but it also lights a huge fire under our pride. And your pride wants you to slam that door shut for good. It whispers in your ear, just walk away. Show them who's boss. Let them see how little you need them. But that's a trap. This whole situation was never about proving who is stronger. It's about showing whether your spirit is strong enough to rise above your ego and choose what you're truly here for. The universe isn't trying to test your patience. It's testing your vision. Can you look past the immediate hurt and see the bigger picture? Can you feel the weight of this bond that just refuses to break, no matter how much your pride wants to smash it to pieces? This isn't just a simple disagreement. It's not about who was right and who was wrong. It's about a deep spiritual connection that's being put through the fire, a bond that is forcing you to make a final decision. Will you be the one to protect it, or will you let your pride be the one to erase it forever? There's a pull that certain people have on us that just doesn't make sense. You can delete their number, avoid all the places they love, and erase every old photo, but somehow, the world seems to find a way to steer you right back to them. That magnetic feeling isn't a sign of weakness. It's a signal from the universe. And right now, those signals are being turned up so loud you can't pretend they're just a coincidence anymore. If you've been trying to forget them, but life keeps putting their face in a crowd, playing that specific song on the radio, or bringing up a memory at the worst possible time, that's not random. That's the universe pointing directly at them and saying, look closer. What you're calling an obsession might actually be a sacred calling. Some connections aren't meant to be easy. They're meant to make you whole. This fiery energy doesn't whisper, it roars for clarity. So when you find your mind drifting back to that person at 3 a.m., when you feel that pang in your chest every time their name pops up, don't just dismiss it as drama or a personal flaw. Ask yourself, what unfinished business am I trying to avoid? What part of my own heart are they showing me so loudly that I can't ignore it? There's also a boldness to this pull. This energy calls for courage, not for quiet surrender. The very attraction that won't let you go might be the rope that ties you back to your own inner strength, pushing you to stand up, speak your truth, or stay and fight when running away would be so much easier. Leaving now would be the easy way out. Staying to see it through. That's the story of a hero. Sometimes that magnetic pull isn't about them changing at all. It's about you learning to hold more love in your heart than you ever thought possible. So stop seeing these recurring signs as annoying interruptions. They're clues. They're the universe refusing to let a crucial chapter end until you've actually understood its message. If you keep feeling that pull, it might be the only honest map you have left. And maps are meant to be followed, not stuffed in a drawer and forgotten. Imagine this. You've rehearsed your goodbye speech. You've packed up all your feelings into neat, logical sentences and practiced the act of walking away. Then, on the very morning you plan to leave, a text message comes through that ruins the entire script. A song plays that triggers a powerful memory. You have a dream so real it completely changes your mind. These are not random glitches. This is the universe actively stepping in to stop your goodbye. This cosmic energy is direct like that. It will not let an important bond be broken because of a rash decision. These interruptions don't always have to be big and dramatic. Sometimes, it's a small, perfectly timed act of kindness from them. Other times, it's a painful truth that shatters your pride and forces you to be brutally honest. The form it takes doesn't matter. What matters is that something bigger than your plan keeps getting in the way. The cosmos hates leaving things unfinished. It will literally arrange for you to bump right into your own truth. That collision might get messy, but it's designed to show you what polite goodbyes often hide, whether the relationship is truly over or just hasn't been looked at closely enough. There's another way to look at this. Many people see these interruptions as the universe messing with them, making things harder just to get them to quit. But what if these disruptions are actually a form of mercy? What if that jolt that stops you from leaving is actually your last chance to handle this differently? A chance to speak with real honesty, to ask the question you were too proud to ask before, to actually listen instead of just defending yourself. This energy might be dramatic, but it rewards bravery. When the heavens throw a roadblock in your path, it might be the universe handing you the tools to rebuild something rather than just burning it all down. And if none of that makes sense, if the interruption just leaves you more confused than ever, remember this. The universe is just buying you some time. It's not trying to hold you hostage forever. The interruption is meant to force a real decision, not keep you stuck in indecision. Stay for the right reason, not for the drama. Or leave with the kind of certainty you couldn't find when you were under pressure. Either way, what happens next will show whether you were protecting a bond of destiny or just running from your own issues. Right now, the most dangerous lie you can tell yourself is that walking away makes you strong. This cosmic energy turns everything into a performance, and the ego loves being on stage. It loves a clean exit, a slammed door, and a final speech that says, "I'm done. I don't need this anymore." But true strength isn't always found in a dramatic ending. Sometimes, real strength is about endurance, about holding your ground through the heat of the fire instead of running from it. This energy is fiery, yes, but fire serves two purposes. It can burn things down, and it can forge things into something stronger. If you run away at the first sign of heat, you'll never get to see what was being created on the other side, the new shape that was being forged. Not every flame is there to destroy you. Some flames are there to refine you. Cutting this person off right now, during this specific cosmic alignment, could mean you're stepping away from the process right before it gives you exactly what you asked for. And that's the crazy part. Many of you prayed for this exact connection. You begged for a love that felt different, for a partner who would wake you up, for a sign that your heart wasn't meant to feel so numb. So the universe sent you someone to challenge you, to break down the walls you built, to see if you could actually handle the kind of love you claimed you were ready for. But the moment that challenge got a little painful, the temptation to quit crept in. Leave before it hurts even more. That's not wisdom talking. That's fear pretending to be strength. The danger of moving on too quickly isn't just about losing them. It's about losing a part of yourself. This bond was sent to bring out a side of you that you've never fully lived in before. Patience, courage, depth. If you walk away too soon, you're not just leaving them behind. You're leaving behind the version of yourself that was being born through this very connection. So when your pride is screaming at you to leave, just pause. Ask yourself, is this the ending the universe intended, or is this just my ego trying to write its own script? Because destiny doesn't offer shortcuts, and every shortcut you take ends up costing you more than you save. If you've ever wondered why this journey feels so much harder for you than for other people, the answer is simple. Because you were chosen to carry what others couldn't. Not everyone has the spiritual strength to handle a connection that challenges their pride, shatters their ego, and rewrites their destiny. But you do. And that's not a coincidence. It's a cosmic assignment. This is where this planetary energy roars its loudest. It's the sign of courage, loyalty, and passion. And courage doesn't mean being comfortable. Courage means walking into the flames even when every single part of you wants to run away. That's why this specific connection ended up with you. It wasn't meant for someone who would give up easily. It was meant for someone who could stand strong in the storm without fleeing. Someone who could stay grounded even when the fire was at its hottest. And let's be perfectly clear, you weren't chosen because this was going to be easy. You were chosen precisely because it's hard. The strongest soldiers are always given the toughest missions. And this bond is not just some casual thing. It's sacred. The rarest hearts are asked to protect the rarest flames. You're not just here to love someone. You're here to protect a divine agreement that has an impact far beyond what you can see right now. Here's what most people get wrong. They think being chosen is about getting blessings. But being chosen is about endurance, about facing trials, about walking through fires that would make lesser souls crumble. And right now, the universe is revealing who can stand in that fire without breaking. You were given this bond because the universe knew you wouldn't quit when things got tough. You wouldn't confuse a challenge for a failure. You wouldn't mistake a test for an ending. And here's an even deeper truth. You weren't chosen just for your own destiny. You were chosen for theirs too. You are the mirror they need to see themselves in. You are the anchor they don't even realize they're leaning on. You are the flame that refuses to go out, even when their own pride tries to snuff it out. Without you, this bond becomes just another ordinary relationship. With you, it has the potential to last for eternity. That's why it feels so heavy, because you're carrying two stories, not just one. Ask yourself, why does this connection refuse to let you go when every other tie in your life eventually broke cleanly? Why does this person linger in your soul, no matter how far you run? It's because chosen bonds are stitched directly into you. They're not just held together by memories or convenience. They're woven into the fabric of your spirit. And spiritual ties can't be erased by distance, silence, or even heartbreak. They last because they were written in the stars long before you even knew their name. So when you cry out, "Why me? Why this bond? Why can't I just let go like a normal person?" The answer is this: because you are not like everyone else. Ordinary souls get ordinary loves. Chosen souls are trusted with chosen bonds. And if you dare to carry it, not perfectly, not without struggle, but faithfully, then what's waiting for you on the other side will not only make every tear worth it, it will completely redefine destiny itself. This week, no mask is going to work. No excuse, no delay, and no carefully constructed wall of pride will hold up. Everything you've been hiding behind is about to be stripped away. When this cosmic energy takes over, the heart is put under a spotlight so bright that it burns away every shadow. And here's the truth. This is the week your love is judged by fire. Think of it like a blacksmith's forge. A piece of metal doesn't know its true strength until it's been tested by intense heat. In the same way, a love doesn't show its true character until it's been put through the fire. If your bond falls apart under this pressure, it was never meant to last. But if it roars to life in this heat, it proves that it's eternal. That's why this moment isn't just about romance. It's about revelation. This fiery energy doesn't put up with half-truths. It demands purity. It demands courage. It demands that your heart finally show its true colors. And here's the dramatic part. This isn't just the universe testing them. It's testing you. You've been saying you want a destined love. You've been saying you're ready for the real thing. But are you? Because destiny doesn't care about your convenience. Real love doesn't survive on comfort. It thrives in the fire. And this energy represents that exact fire. The bold, unstoppable force that exposes what's real and burns away what's fake. A love that can't survive this fire was never really love to begin with. It was just comfort wearing a mask. That's the truth that people try to run from during this time. But chosen ones can't run. You are brought to this moment because the universe wants to show you something you can't deny. You're about to see whether your feelings were just a shallow crush or a soul-deep purpose. You'll see whether this bond was built on sand or anchored to something that cannot be moved. And here's where it gets even more intense. You don't get to control the timing. That's what makes this alignment so jarring. Just when you think you're safe and sound behind your walls, something will come along and crack them wide open. A word, a dream, a memory, an unplanned encounter. The fire doesn't care about your schedule. It shows up when it wants to, and when it roars, you can't pretend you didn't hear it. For some, this will be terrifying. For others, it will be freeing. But for you, the chosen one, it will just feel like the truth, raw, unfiltered, and burning through every excuse you've ever whispered to yourself. The fire isn't here to punish you. It's here to reveal you. Because until now, maybe even you weren't sure what your heart was truly made of. But after this week, there will be no more guessing. And if you dare to let the fire expose you, to let it tear down every mask, you'll find yourself staring at a love that is either completely undeniable or just a pile of ashes. Either way, the fire will answer the question you've been too afraid to ask. There are flames that flicker for a moment and then go out, and then there are flames that never die. What you're holding on to right now, even if it looks broken and messy on the surface, belongs to that second kind. This is the energy we're in. The kind of fire that doesn't just keep you warm for a little while and then fade away, but the kind that stays lit in your soul no matter how hard you try to extinguish it. You can try to distract yourself. You can throw yourself into your work. You can even manage to convince yourself that you're totally over it. But the truth has already been set in stone. The flame of a true connection cannot be put out. It can only be ignored. That's why no matter how many times you've tried to walk away, something always pulls you back. That's why the memory of them appears in places you never invited it. That's why you feel that pull on your heart, even when your mind is screaming at you to move on. This cosmic shift isn't about creating something brand new. It's about revealing what has always been burning just beneath the surface. This fire is eternal. It doesn't care about distance. It doesn't weaken over time. It doesn't fall apart when life gets hard. You don't feel this pull because you're weak. You feel it because you are spiritually wired to them. But here's the dangerous temptation. Many will try to smother that flame. They'll call it foolish. They'll say it's an obsession. They'll convince themselves that cutting ties is a sign of strength. But all they're really doing is pretending the fire isn't there. And ask yourself this: why does it still burn? Why, after everything that's happened, after all the goodbyes, and the silence, and the broken promises, does that flame still glow inside you? That's not weakness. That's evidence. That's proof that what you're carrying isn't just an ordinary attachment, but an extraordinary destiny. A destiny that refuses to be quieted because it was never your decision to erase it in the first place. This is why the chosen ones feel so restless right now. You feel dizzy. You feel on edge. You feel that roar inside of you because your spirit knows the truth. You're not done. This story isn't over. And deep down, you know it too. Because if that flame could have been put out, it would have died a long, long time ago. But it hasn't. It's still alive. And if it's still alive, that means it's still waiting for its purpose to be fulfilled. One of the most dangerous illusions during this time is the temptation to look back over your shoulder. You'll feel it like a whisper, a little tug, pulling you toward old flames, past loves, or the comfort of how things used to be. And let me be very clear, this is not a random feeling. This is a trap. This cosmic energy is dramatic, and it wants to test your loyalty. One of the ways it does this is by bringing up memories that should have stayed buried. You might suddenly have a dream about an ex you swore you were done with. You might find an old photo or hear a song that instantly reopens a wound you thought had healed. That is not a coincidence. It is a distraction. Nostalgia is the bait, and regret is the hook. If you fall for it, You'll waste all of this powerful energy on ghosts that were never meant to come with you into this next chapter of your life. And this is where many chosen ones get tripped up. They confuse a feeling of longing with a sign of destiny. They think that because the past suddenly feels so alive again, it must mean something. But it's not a sign, it's a test. And the test is simple. Will you hold on to what the universe is trying to build for you right now? Or will you sabotage your own mission by chasing after shadows of things that are already gone? This fiery energy makes this painfully clear. Not every flame is meant to last forever. Some burn to teach you a lesson, some burn to leave a scar, and some burn just long enough to prepare you for the one that will last. But once that lesson is over, the fire goes cold for a reason. Trying to reheat those old ashes will only blind you to the fire that's still burning right in front of you. Understand this. The connection you're being told not to give up on is not in your past. It's right here, in this present moment, still alive, still beating, still asking you to be patient. Everything else is just noise. Everything else is bait. The past is a graveyard. Stop watering tombstones and expecting flowers to grow. That's why this time feels so intense. It's not just showing you what's real and alive. It's also throwing illusions of what's already gone at you. And the more dramatic the memories feel, the more convincing the nostalgia is, the more certain you can be that it's a setup designed to pull you off your path. The universe is asking, are you strong enough to resist the pull of the past in order to protect the promise of your present? Because if you fail this test, you'll find yourself walking in the same old circles that have already broken you. But if you pass, if you refuse to look back, if you hold steady to the bond the universe has given you now, then you prove you're ready for what this energy came to deliver. Not recycled love, not dead memories, but the fire that was chosen specifically for you. If you really want to know how important this bond is, just look at the opposition. Look at all the resistance you face. Look at the chaos that suddenly shows up every single time you try to hold on to this connection. That is not random. That is not just meaningless drama. That is proof. Think about it. If this connection didn't really matter, if it were just another temporary stop in your life, the negative forces out there wouldn't waste a single bit of energy trying to fight it. But the fact that you felt that heaviness, those distractions, those doubts, those sudden arguments out of nowhere, even the strangely bad timing of obstacles, it's all the evidence you need. Why would anything fight against something that was meaningless? It's being fought because it's the one thing that has the power to completely change your destiny. You see, opposition is the universe's way of showing you what's important. You can measure the size of your calling by the size of the attack against it. And right now, the fire isn't just burning inside of you, it's burning all around you. The forces that don't want to see you succeed will do anything they can to convince you to quit. That sudden urge you feel to just let go, to close the door, to walk away for good, that's not your strength talking. It's sabotage wearing a mask of strength. And here's the real kicker. The enemy doesn't fight things that are already lost. They don't waste their time on relationships that have no future. They only attack things that threaten their control, things that carry a light so powerful it can break chains. That's why you felt the pressure so intensely lately. Because this isn't just about a person. It's about what the two of you represent when you're together. Understand this. The brighter your flame, the harder the winds will try to blow it out. And yet, if you've been paying attention, you'll notice that no matter how much opposition comes your way, the fire never truly goes out. That's because destiny is stubborn. No amount of interference can completely erase what the universe has already written in stone. This cosmic energy is shining a spotlight, and what it's showing you is that resistance is proof of value. Every obstacle is a confirmation. Every moment you feel like you're under attack is the universe screaming, "This matters. This is worth fighting for." The very fact that you're feeling this opposition right now is your proof that you are on the right track. So don't let the struggle trick you into surrendering. Don't let the noise convince you that the bond is broken. The enemy only pushes its hardest right before you have a breakthrough. And that is exactly why this moment feels so suffocating. It's not the end. It's the sign that you are standing right on the edge of the new beginning you were promised. The hardest part about this cosmic shift is not the fire itself. It's learning how to understand what it means. Fire can be tricky. It can look like danger. It can feel like rejection. It can burn hot enough to make you think you're in the wrong place entirely. But not every flame is there to destroy. Some flames are there to refine. Some flames are meant to burn away all the illusions and excuses you've been hiding behind. And this is where so many chosen ones get it wrong. They mistake a purifying fire for a consuming one, and they walk away right before the gold is revealed. Think about it like this. When gold is put through fire, it doesn't come out weaker. It doesn't disappear into smoke. It comes out stronger, purer, and more valuable than it was before. The fire is never the enemy of the gold. It's the creator of it. The same fire that turns wood into ash is the fire that refines gold. That's why, during this time, you have to pause before you judge the intensity of your connection. What feels like conflict, what feels like pressure, what feels like a test might actually be the exact refining process your bond needs to show its true strength. But here is the danger. This energy is dramatic. It makes everything feel bigger. Your passion, your pride, your frustration, your fears. If you're not careful, you'll see the fire as a warning sign to get out, when in reality, it's an invitation. An invitation to stay, to endure, to trust that what looks like chaos might actually be divine order in disguise. Don't mistake purification for punishment. Right now, the universe is stripping away everything that's fake. It won't let you hold on to half-hearted relationships. It won't let you pretend this connection doesn't matter. It won't let you sit back in comfort while ignoring what's real. And so, yes, it's going to feel like friction. Yes, it's going to feel intense. But that's just the fire doing what fire always does, burning away everything that doesn't belong. This is why you cannot give up too quickly. You can't just assume that because the heat is uncomfortable, the bond is doomed. Comfort has never been the way to measure truth. An easy path has never been proof of destiny. In fact, most of the time, the exact opposite is true. The greater the bond, the greater the pressure it has to be able to withstand. So the question isn't, does it feel hard right now? The question is, what is this fire creating in me? Is it destruction, or is it a divine fire that's making this bond stronger? Only the chosen ones will be able to tell the difference. Only those who stay long enough to see past the smoke will get to witness what the fire was truly meant to reveal. There are many connections in this world that feel good, that feel safe, and that even feel comforting. But there is only one connection that carries a crown. And when I say crown, I mean the official seal of heaven, the bond that was marked as special before time even began. Not every relationship is crowned. Not every hand you hold was meant to be in your story forever. But this one was not placed in your life by accident. This one was carved into your destiny. Anyone can love you in the shadows, but only one person was chosen to love you in the fire. And that is what makes this love different. It isn't casual. It isn't replaceable. It isn't something you can just swap out for the next person who shows you some attention. This is not a relationship of convenience. It's a relationship of covenant. It carries a weight, a responsibility, and yes, a fire that proves it's the real deal. Think about it. If this were just about being comfortable, you would have left a long time ago. If it were just about physical attraction, you could have found that anywhere. If it were just about having company, you wouldn't feel this magnetic pull that refuses to let you go. The very reason you can't shake this person, the very reason you still feel their presence even when they're not around, is because crowned love cannot be faked. It can't be copied. No one else can step into their place and carry the role that was divinely designed just for them. But here is the warning. The enemy knows just how rare this kind of love is. And so, the enemy will try to tempt you with imitations, old flames, empty distractions, easy ways out. They will look shiny. They will look safe. They will look like a relief from all this fire, but they are not crowned. They are just shadows, reflections with no substance. Counterfeits always show up when the real crown is closest. If you choose the wrong path during this time, you don't just lose a relationship, you risk giving up a piece of your destiny. This cosmic energy does not mess around with mediocrity. It demands authenticity, loyalty, and courage. It is placing your love under the brightest spotlight possible, so you can't mistake what's real for what's fake. And under this light, only crowned love will be left standing. Everything else will crumble. Everything else will fade away. So do not be tricked into thinking this connection can be easily replaced. It cannot. Do not be fooled into believing that walking away is a sign of strength. It is not. True strength is recognizing the crown, even when it feels heavy to wear. True strength is refusing to trade gold for dust. True strength is holding on to this bond even when the fire burns. This is why you cannot quit. This is why you cannot let go. Because if you walk away now, you don't just lose a person, you lose the crown. If this message resonated with you, thank you for listening. If you enjoyed it and want to see more, please consider subscribing. Your support means a lot. Feel free to share your own experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care.